You're not a big fan of Brent's.
No, not really.
I mean, just to be honest.
To be honest, no.
You're not a big fan of his, but not being a big fan of his doesn't mean you think he's molested your sister.
I do not think he has at all. I do not think so.
Why not?
There have been so many inconsistencies in all of her stories, and she made those false allegations against me a few years back. And I lived with him for like, I don't know, 10 years of my life. He's always been like really respectful, like knocking on doors, everything. I don't think he did it. Her story doesn't match up. She lied about me slamming her up against a wall and choking her. It doesn't, and she always wanted to go be at her dad's house all the time. She hated it when she lived with my mom and I. She hated it. So in my head, why would she want to go live with her dad if all of this was happening throughout the years?
Well, are you uncomfortable being around her?
Yes, sir.
And what's your fear?
My fear is, I called this 2 years ago. I said to my wife that, after the allegations or the lies that Kendall had told some years ago, that we have to prepare ourselves for what's next. It could be a hurricane that comes down next against me, and I can't afford to have that happen again. I can't afford to have him come to my job again. I can't afford to be investigated again. I can't afford to have people going to my human resources department again based off of lies that she's told someone, and they've gone to go and investigate it to try to get me in trouble. So my fear was 2 years ago that she would say something like this about me. So 2 years ago, I began the distancing process between me and Kendall.
Just self-preservation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier. She's weaponized this to the point where she thinks she's getting power, but in fact, it's isolation and paralysis. I mean, she's actually putting herself over here. Now, did you tell her it was okay to smoke marijuana?
No, absolutely not. The conversation I had with Kendall, when I did find out that there was some of that going on, was, I don't like it. You shouldn't be touching any kind of drugs. You shouldn't be involved in any kind of drugs. However, I had to have a candid conversation with her. Look, Kendall, I can't control what you do at school. You're at that age now that if you're going to sneak into the bathroom, you're going to sneak in the bathroom and you're going to do your drugs. But these are the repercussions of doing those type of things. And they will never come into my house. If I find them, they go in the trash can, period, end of story. And if you get involved in drugs, here's what your path in life is going to be. Trying to have one of those, look, I know I can't be with her 8 hours a day in school. If she's going to sneak off with her friends, she's going to do it as much as I don't like it. But I wanted to at least prepare her that these are the repercussions when you get into drugs. Prison time, overdosing, health concerns. So we had many of those conversations when we had those discussions.
But when you and I talk, you have told me, look, kids are going to be kids, they're going to drink, they're going to do drugs. I just don't want it in my house, and I don't want her doing the hard stuff.
Yeah.
But with a child like her, you can't take that approach. No, you're not doing drugs. Not now, not ever. Not under my roof, not under your mom's roof, nobody's roof, not at school, nothing.
And I've told her, I don't want you doing it. That's my way. But I also...
But you give her an inch, she'll take 2 miles.
I don't want you doing it.
The problem with this right now is too much inconsistency with parenting styles, things of that nature. You can't give her an inch, like Jill said. No matter where she goes, it takes a village to raise a child. Everybody's got to be on the same page and give her the same consequences, and she needs to understand no matter where she goes, this is inappropriate and not acceptable.
The whole idea of discipline is that they internalize the discipline and apply it when you're not there. That's the whole point.